down to this, folks. This is the World Cup final between France and Argentina. But how did we get there? And who's going to take home the bling? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Palmer's Game Another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at, of course, the World Cup final, and of course bringing it bang up today with the Super Brew, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang up to all things World Cup related, blah 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 related, everything else involved with football related. We've got it all here, boys, under one roofski. Of course, it's all kicked off way back in November, but now it boils down to this one game to change it all. Will it be Argentina or will it be France taking home their third trophy in World Cup history? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. Of course, you know who you are. But anyway, let's get cracking and have a look at what we're talking about. We're talking about this. That's right. It is the World Cup. I'm down here. In fact, let's not go. No, yeah, let's stay down here. So let's remind ourselves, of course, how we got to this stage. So way back in November, we saw all these nations coming into this World Cup with all hopes and dreams on the table. In Group A, we had Qatar, the Dutch, Senegal, and Ecuador. Into B, we had the United States, Iran, England, and Wales. Into C, it was Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Poland, and Mexico. Into Group D, it was Tunisia, it was France, it was Denmark, it was Australia. Into E, we had Spain, Japan, Germany, and Costa Rica. F saw Canada, Croatia, Morocco, and Belgium. G had Brazil, Cameroon, Switzerland, Serbia, and of course H had Uruguay, South Korea, Ghana, and Portugal. It was a long, long time ago, but of course it all whittled down to just two nations. So let's remind ourselves of how they all panned out and got to the final. Well, of course, in Group A, we saw the likes of the Dutch and Senegal going through to the knockouts. They were joined by England and the United States from Group B. Joining them, of course, was Argentina and Poland, Argentina with a very, very tough start to the campaign, losing Saudi Arabia, possibly the shock of the tournament. Into Group D was France and Australia, who ousted the likes of Danes, of course, another surprise in this World Cup. Into Group E, a very, very surprised me, of course, was Germany, getting themselves knocked out. Japan top of the group in Group A over the likes of Spain as well. Morocco, Croatia, fantastic tournaments for both of those two nations in Group A. They topped that group, but of course they will meet in the third place playoff. Into Group G, Brazil looked good and looked like contenders in their group. Switzerland, of course, ousted Serbia and Cameroon. They were joined by Ronaldo's Portugal and South Korea, who upset, of course, Uruguay, who were taken out of business in the end, with a little help from Ghana, of course. Let's take a look then, shall we, at the bracket. Of course, the Dutch were up against the Americans. Argentina were there against Australia. Japan against Croatia. We had Brazil against South Korea. The French against the Poles. England against Senegal. Morocco against Spain. And Portugal against Switzerland. And they were taking care of business. And, of course, the Dutch went through to take on Argentina. Croatia, of course, met up with Brazil. France against England was the pick of those quarterfinals, with Morocco still in there, knocking out Spain, and with Portugal in their sights. Next up, of course, it was the semi-finals, and Argentina taking care of business against the Dutch, the Czechs, not the Czechs, the Croatians. Shame on me. The Croatians took care of business against Brazil. The French ousted England in a very, a weird game. Of course, could have went either way. And Morocco, again, did the unthinkable and took care of business against Portugal. But what happened in those semi-finals? Well, let's bring you bang up to date. I might have to slide myself over here, actually, because I'm blocking my scoreline here. But of course, yes, as you can see right here, right now, I did go for a 3-1 win for Croatia over. I just thought they had the midfield to do so, but it was not meant to be. It was actually a 3-0 the other way, going in favour of Argentina. Meanwhile, on the other end, I did go for the fairy tale final with Croatia against Morocco. I just felt that the sides, the underdogs, it was an underdog World Cup. I just felt it. But unfortunately, I went with a 1-0 win for Morocco, but unfortunately, it was a 2-0 win the other way. There is, of course, claims for a penalty in that game for Morocco, but of course, it didn't work out that way. So unfortunately, it was a bit of a damp squib for myself in the old Super Brew, of course, and it set up this absolute cracker. And if we are honest with you, when you look at these last 16, you do want the best of the business to give yourselves a cracking World Cup. As a unbiased fan here, I don't really have a side of the fence that I'm sitting on here. I can argue I'd like to see Messi win it. I'd like to see France win it. I can go either way. All I want is maybe a repeat of that 4-3 win from 2018 in Russia in the last 16. If we can get that for the World Cup, then we're on for an absolute cracker. But from a football connoisseur's point of view, you look at this, you want the best in the business. You could argue maybe a Brazil-France final, but I think France-Argentina is just as good. And a lot of hidden agendas, narratives, stories to be told here for this final. So I'm looking forward to it. Meanwhile, let's showcase you what's been going on over there right here, right now. Of course, we do have this going at you. Let's get over there. Let's get out of the way. Get out of the way. So this, of course, was the semi-final round. Daddy Cool coming out there with 4 points. I did pretty shit. I probably got the wooden spoon. I'm down here with 0, alongside Hans Worst, Shepherd, all the cool kids went, it looks like, the same way as me. But Daddy Cool, the Beast, Music, Kicking Ass, Aliar, Costas K, all got top bins, or they got 4 points anyway, to set up this leaderboard, which of course has Oxlade running away with Music 1207, the Beast, Aliar, Costas K, all moving. Of course, Daddy Cool up to 8. I'm down into, where the heck am I? I'm down to 12. So I need an absolute, I don't even know, I need like snookers to be honest with you. But I do appreciate you guys all coming at you and participate in this Super Brew prediction league as well. But anyway, we are moving forward, and of course we are going to talk about this game shortly, briefly, but let's bring you bang up to, let's get the bracket back out of here again in all its colourful glory, and just take a moment for the nations that have come and gone in this World Cup. I was a little bit unfortunate to not see the Germans get to the knockout stages. I think they could have been competitors, but that's a story to moan about another day. So we are now left with, of course, the third, fourth playoff. Let's talk about that then, shall we? Of course, not much to get excited about here, really, though. It is an unfortunate game. You've got to pick yourselves off and go again for a bronze. It's not really the most eagerly awaited game, but we'll talk about it because it means much to both these nations to see if they can finish third in the world. Of course, they play each other earlier in the campaign, but of course, Croatia, I guess Morocco at the Khalifa International Stadium will be the spotlight. It's today, so I'm leaving this late. 67% form for Croatia right now, just 1 defeat past 6, because Morocco 1 defeat past 6. Also, they did play each other way back on the 23rd of November this season in this World Cup, and it was a 0-0 draw in Group F. Croatia, though, did lose to Argentina, as of course in the semi-finals. We talked about it already. Morocco also crashed out to La France as well. The bookies odds, we'll give you the bookies odds on this one. 13-10 is your Croatia, 2-1 is your Morocco, and 5-2 is the draw on this one. I actually do think Morocco are going to take this game much more seriously than that of Croatia. They want to finish third. They want something to take away, a bit of bling to showcase themselves in the domestic clubs, and of course the nation of Morocco as well. So I actually do think that this game will actually go in favour of Morocco. 2-1 win for me on this one. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. But it all boils down to the final now, guys. It's Argentina, it is France, of course, and it is going to be an absolute cracker. We hope. The finals can be a bit boring, of course, recently, but let's hope this game is the objection to that rule. Play each other, of course, 5 times since 1930. 4 wins for Argentina, 1 win for France, no draws, of course, taking place on the 18th of December at the Lusail Stadium, of course. Sizemon Masachancic is your referee. Argentina, they're winning 5 of them out, 83% form for them right now. France also picking up a defeat at this World Cup, 83% form for them as well. They play each other, like I said, 5 times. Argentina's biggest win, 2-0 win over France. France's biggest win over Argentina, and it was the only win, a 4-3 win. That was in Russia, and it was a bit of a cracker as well. Argentina scored 9 goals compared to France over the course of those 5 games. Works out around about 1.80 goals a game compared to France's 5 goals. Works out around about 1 goal a game. So take a look at the recent run of events. They played each other, of course, the last time it was a 4-3 win. Last time Argentina picked up a win was way back in February 2009. It was a friendly, but of course last time Argentina picked up a win at the World Cup, it was way back in 1978. It was a 2-1 win for Argentina. Argentina, of course, their resume did start with that defeat against Saudi Arabia, followed up by clean sheets against Mexico and Poland, 2-0 wins respectively, and then of course a squeaky bum win against Australia, penalties against against the Dutch. And a really good display against Croatia in the end. As for France, 4-1 demolition job of Australia. 2-1 win, business-like performance against the Danes. A loss, maybe a surprise loss against Tunisia. And then, of course, taking care of business against Poland, of course, squeaking past against England, and, of course, another flex against Morocco, none the same. What about the odds then, shall we? Of course, the odds is quite tight, actually. I think the bookies cannot decide. 9-5 is your Argentina, 9-5 is your France, 2-1 is the tie to make it after 90 minutes even, Steves. Also, the odds to lift the trophy, 11-10, both sets of fans here. But what about me? What am I thinking about this game? Well, I'm actually going to go with my gut. And, of course, if you look back on the channel way back in, I don't know, August, July, June, I made my early prediction. I did say France were going to win this World Cup. That was my first prediction. And I think everyone since I had France in the final. I did have Brazil in there a couple of times, but realistically, my gut, as always, says France. So I'm going to back that. I'm going to back my gut. My gut says France. I'm going to go with a boring 1-0 win. Maybe a second half goal in the 60th minute, something like that. I'm not saying Mbappe. I'm not saying Giroud. I just think it'll be a goal. And, of course, it'll be a frustrating afternoon for Argentina and, of course, their loving fans. But unfortunately for me, it will be La France, of course, who will go away and take home this bad boy trophy for the 3rd time and the second time in a row in their hands, in their custody for 8 successive years it will be, or maybe 8 years, of course. So congrats for me, for France already, even though they've still got the game and do the business like performance themselves. But a 1-0 win, not 3 points, but of course the trophy, taking them home. If you want to get involved with the prediction league, please do it as well. Until then, guys and girls, that's all I've got. Subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell. Of course the World Cup is going to stop this Sunday, but of course the predictions and the content keeps on going. It is going to be a little bit rougher for the next 6 weeks to 8 weeks, or a month to 2 months. We are doing a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here, but of course I will still keep on producing the content. It will just be a little bit haphazard all over the place. But until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell. We go again, guys. We'll go again. See you soon. Until then, good luck to you and enjoy the World Cup final.